Celtics, Blockbuster trade? A package that changes everything. Unexpected reunion. Welcome to the Celtics Talk Show. Take advantage of this beginning to subscribe to the channel, because today the conversation is serious, direct, and full of important things for you who follow the Boston Celtics every day. We are very close to our goal of 1,000 subscribers, and reaching this number completely changes the future of the channel. Help us continue to bring you daily content, deeper analysis, and first-hand news. So sign up now, activate the bell, and stay with me until the end, because today's topic deserves your full attention. The NBA trade deadline is knocking on the door, and, as always happens at this time, rumors are starting to gain momentum, especially when they involve big, competitive teams like the Boston Celtics. And in the last few hours, one name in particular has been circulating with great intensity behind the scenes of the league: Sam Hauser, a player who, for many fans, represents consistency, reliable shooting, and a perfect fit in the team's current system, but who, at the same time, appears with increasing frequency in conversations about possible trades. The idea that is gaining ground now comes from an analysis published by Law Murray, a journalist at The Athletic, known for bringing realistic exchange proposals designed within the financial and sporting context of each franchise. And the proposal he raises involves a direct exchange between the Celtics and San Antonio Spurs, placing Sam Hauser as the centerpiece of a possible agreement. Here it is important for us to take a deep breath and analyze everything calmly, without exaggerated emotion or despair. What is being discussed is not simply trading a pitcher for any other player. There is a whole context behind this. The Boston Celtics entered this season knowing they would have significant financial limitations. The squad was adjusted, important pieces left, others arrived with well-defined roles, and even so the team remains competitive, fighting at the top of the Eastern Conference, as has become almost a recent tradition for the franchise. Within this scenario, Sam Hauser appears as a name naturally mentioned in rumors, not because it isn't useful, quite the opposite, but because he has market value, a contract that can be moved, and a profile that is interesting to several teams. At the same time, the Celtics need to be extremely surgical if they decide to change something that, so far, has worked very well. According to this proposal, Hauser would go to the San Antonio Spurs in exchange for Jeremy Sochan, a young player chosen within the top 10 of the 2022 draft, who arrived in the league with defensive promise status, versatility, and growth potential. Sochan had a very solid freshman season, showed progress in his second year, and, although he has faced recent fluctuations and even physical problems, he is still seen as a player with interesting scope for development. And here comes a point that I want you to think about with me. Today's Celtics are an extremely well-coached team, with a clear identity, quick reading of the game, and a system that enhances intelligent players, even if they are not stars. A young power forward, with energy, defensive ability, and willingness to do the dirty work, can gain another dimension within this environment. The question is, would this make up for the departure of one of the most reliable pitchers on the roster? Hauser isn't just a rotation player. He is someone who enters the court knowing exactly what he needs to do: space the court, punish defenses that collapse too much, and maintain the offensive rhythm when the starters rest. This type of player is valuable, especially in playoffs, when every possession counts and mistakes are punished much more heavily. On the other hand, the Celtics also need to think ahead. Expiring contracts, financial flexibility, possible adjustments for the future, and the need to keep the squad competitive not only now, but in the coming seasons. And this is where a name like Sochan enters the conversation. A younger player with potential for growth and who could fit into different formations, especially under the command of a coach who likes versatility and defensive intensity. Another detail that draws attention to this possible exchange is the human factor. If Hauser actually went to San Antonio, he would reunite with a former teammate who was well loved by the fans, someone who left a positive mark on the locker room and the relationship with the fans. This type of reunion always generates narrative, emotion, and, of course, media attention. It doesn't decide an exchange alone, but it definitely comes into play when we talk about impact and engagement. Now let me ask you something and answer it mentally. Do you think the Celtics should change something that is working? Or do you believe that, in a league as dynamic as the NBA, whoever doesn't anticipate ends up being left behind, back? This type of dilemma is exactly what boards face at this time of year, and there is no easy answer. What can be safely said is that if the Celtics make a move, it will not be impulsive. It will be thought out, calculated, and aligned with the team's philosophy. We are not talking about a reconstruction, but about fine adjustments. That kind of exchange that, at first glance, divides opinions, but that can make a lot of sense later on. And that's why this type of rumor gains so much strength, because it is not absurd, it is not fanciful, and it does not ignore the financial and sporting reality of the franchises involved. It provokes discussion, generates debate, and makes the fans ask themselves, and if that happens, will the team be better or worse? If you are enjoying this type of analysis, take the opportunity now to leave a like. This really helps the video reach more Celtics fans who don't yet know about the channel. And I reinforce it once again. Sign up for the Celtics Talk Show. Our goal of 1,000 subscribers is essential for us to grow, bring more content, invest more time, and increase the quality of our videos even further. Every registration really makes a difference. Returning to the subject, it is worth remembering that the exchange deadline is usually unpredictable. Many conversations don't move forward, others come out of nowhere, and some only make sense in the last few hours. Hauser's name may continue to circulate, as will other players on the squad, but that doesn't mean a trade will happen. It just means that the Celtics are paying attention, listening to proposals and evaluating scenarios. And this is exactly the expected behavior of a team that wants to remain competitive year after year. Don't get too emotionally attached, but also don't give up important pieces without a truly worthwhile return. Stay with me until the end of the video because, in the next few days, everything could change. New information may emerge, other names may enter the conversation, and the scenario may change quickly. Here at the Celtics Talk Show, you will stay up to date with everything, always with analysis, context, and respect for the intelligence of those who are watching. So, once again, subscribe to the channel, activate the bell so you don't miss any updates, leave a like if this content helped you better understand the Celtics moment, and comment below what you would do if this exchange were real. Would you keep the cast as is or take risks thinking about the future? Thank you for being here, for supporting the channel, and for being part of this community. Now follow the video, because there is still a lot to happen. And to close this video the way the situation calls for, let me be very direct with you. The Celtics are in one of those moments where every decision matters, every detail matters, and any move could separate another competitive season from a real chance of fighting at the top. Nothing that is being discussed now is random. There are parts, numbers, fittings, contracts, and, above all, a vision of the future. It is exactly at this point that many people get lost looking just at the name and not at the real impact on the court. If you want to go beyond the headline, understand the reason for these possible trades, how they affect the rotation, spacing, defense, and even the Celtics' financial plan, I make you a very important invitation now. The Celtics Analytics playlist is in the pinned comment. That's where we really delve deeper, with analysis, reading the game and context, without guesswork and without fuss. If you like to really understand basketball, this playlist is a must, and take advantage of this final moment to strengthen the channel. We are in the race to reach the goal of 1,000 subscribers, and this really helps the Celtics Talk Show to grow, reach more fans, and continue to bring daily, consistent, and quality content. Signing up takes 2 seconds, but the impact it has on us is huge. Leave a like, activate the bell, and show that this type of content has a place on YouTube. Now go to the pinned comment, go to Celtics Analytics, choose a video, and continue with us. Because while many people only react to the news, here we understand the game. See you in the next video.